everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. Today's catalog kickoff, if you're watching this the day that I posted it, always one of my favorite days. It happens 3 times a year. We have the 2 mini catalogs and then our annual catalog. Although I won't be here when it's time for the annual catalog. It's a little bit weird to not be here, but it's during the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip, so I'm not missing that. It'll be a little interesting when it comes to that one. But for today, we're kicking off this one and our celebration catalog. So I have a couple of things now that I can open the catalog to show you. I'm not going to show you any of the previous projects that I've made. I've made several now out of this catalog, quite a few. But I do have a playlist, so I will have that so it pops up so you can click the playlist at the end. So watch to the end and then I'll have that playlist click up and you can go watch all of the ones that I have created so far from this catalog or the celebration catalog. So let's see how we want to do this. I'll show you a couple of the different things we're going to use. Let's start with celebration. That way we'll get this off the table. So celebration is just 2 months, so it's not nearly as long as what the catalog is. And it's everything in this little catalog. It is everything that you see free, you can get free. There's catalog stuff in here that they've made to create projects, but it's all of the things that are free. And there is a ton of stuff this year, more than we've ever had before. So on this project, I am going to use the Most Adored paper. It is Valentine's-ish, and the reason I'm going to use it and the reason I'm using it the way I am now is so you don't look at this and say, oh, I don't need Valentine's, and just skip over it, because it's beautiful paper and it's a really great selection for your $50 choice. Yes, I wanted to check and make sure. So it's a specialty paper. This side is Real Red or Flirty Flamingo, and it is not necessarily Valentine's, but it's very feminine, very soft. I love this one, which is, Stampin' Up! Always does this. I just must have the taste. Always my favorite pattern on one side is on the reverse side as well. So let's see the others. Well, they're kind of stuck. Here's another heart and some tartans. And then on the other side, and those of you in Try It class, I love the card that we're doing with this paper. So you can see everything else on the other side is gold foil. So one side you can get the reds and the pinks, and the other side you get the foils. So I wanted to show you this. This is the one we're going to use today. Again, and I'm not going to use it at all Valentine-ish. I'm going to make it into a masculine card. So there is that. Then as part of celebration as well, this glass mat, if you see here in the back, and I've used it a couple of times. I do have a video, I don't remember which one I used it on, where I showed you the accessories that come with it. But if you check back here, it's the joining special, so you can get it free. I paid for it. I think we paid $60. So it's a really good deal. But it's the Stampin' Glass Mat Studio. So if you sign up and join my team, then in your starter kit, you get $125 worth of stuff for $99. Shipping is taken care of. The only thing you'll pay on top of the $99 is tax. So you choose $125 of whatever you want, then this is on top of that. So some of the perks of being on my team, the next time we meet together, my team is scattered out throughout the entire United States. So we don't meet in person very often. In fact, I don't know that we have had a single team meeting since post the pandemic. We've gotten together for some special occasion things, and a bunch of us are going to Houston in March. So you can still sign up for that if you join. Stampin' Up's on stage is in Houston. But we'll gather together via Zoom, and they get my Try It classes. They get those for free. You get all of my class videos always. They're downloaded to my Facebook page or our group. So you have to be a member of Facebook to see those. But then if they want the packet for the Try It classes, which I do those 3 times a year, and it's not a cheap class, but that is one of the perks. So there's other perks as well. You can go read on my website and see what those are. The link to join will be on there. If you need any help with the joining process, let me know. Then the other thing we're going to use, I'm really excited to use it, although when I opened this catalog page, I haven't really looked at this yet because I've not had time. We had to look at it online, which is not my favorite way, but I'm going to use the Thoughtful Moments Hybrid Embossing Folder, which is this one here. And then when I opened the page, I thought, why did I not get this one? It would have been super cute on the Try It class card. I didn't get it because it didn't have paper. But this is one of the hybrids. So if you recall the stars from the Oh Holy Night, I did those several times also with the gold foil because it's my favorite way to do these. So it's a hybrid. We're going to use that. And then I'm going to use the postage dies. They're part of the lavender. I think it's this way. The perennial lavender. Sweet. It must be the other way. So I don't want you to miss them because they're part of the suite. So if you're not getting the lavender stuff, you can still get the dies because they don't even cut any of the images out. It's just postage stamps. So I am going to use this one here. I've already run it through. And Pretty Peacock, because you know we're going for masculine. And then there's another size there as well. So there's a bunch of sizes. I almost did this little postmark on here, but masculine, you know, I was trying to keep it simple. And then I'm going to use the embellishments from, let's see if I can find it right here, from the Forever Love. I have made a card. This is beautiful. These dies are beautiful. So this card ended up looking a little bit like that card, just the masculine version, but I used totally different stuff. But these dies are beautiful, but I'm going to use the ribbon and the embellishments from this suite. So let's get going. It doesn't take very long to make this card. So, except, look, I'm already dirty, and I'm still making Try It class projects today, so I was not very happy with myself that I went to a dirty card, but it is what it is. So I'm going to just fold this in half. It's just a standard card size. And then I have this piece here, and I have my little postage stamp. And I'm going to use my glass mat. This is my favorite way to use it, is that hopefully it's not glaring. I know it's kind of hard to not see the glare. There, I think that will help. So it's perfect in your studio, unless you have studio lights, which I know most of you do not. So that's the only issue I've had with it, is that I haven't really had time to figure out how to film and not aim my lights so they're showing on the table. So I'm going to take my blending brush and the Pretty Peacock, because I don't want this white. We're going to make it for a guy card. And so when you have this glass mat, look, you can go right off the edge and all that ink comes right back. So you're not wasting any ink. You're not making a giant mess. It does, some of it does end up staying on the mat, but you just pull it back over. So let me get this one done. Okay, you can see it's mostly dark. I don't want it to have that white peeking through as much. It'll have a little bit. It just looks like a stormy winter night. But I want it to be nice and peacocky. So there's this, and you can see that's why my fingers are dirty. Now I want you to be able to see this. And I'm probably gonna get this on my shirt because I'm trying to block the light. So you see, you can just pick all this back up and just kind of rub it over there. And it stops it from having the obvious start mark. You know what I mean? When you start and you push this on your card and you have that little half circle, as long as you just keep working it out and pulling it back off the glass. I'm just gonna make this so it's a little bit darker than the card. Give it a little bit of texture. But it's just so nice because it slides. It's very slidey. So if you use paper, you know, sometimes this grips before it gets on there. So that's good. And then I'm gonna take a towel. First, I'm gonna wash these off. Hang on. I'm gonna just take my paper towel. You could use a Kleenex or a tissue, whatever you have handy. And I'm just going to wipe this off. And this stuff that's on the gold, now the gold will be a little bit more gold as it just comes right off that. So there we went. We went from that the red and flamingo paper that some of you were like, well, I'm not going to make Valentine's. So you didn't even consider it. So now hopefully it's moved up to, oh, maybe I'll get that for free, part of your list. And then we're going to take this. The card's almost done because this is super easy. So I am going to have to move this out of the way, only because if I was doing we'll try it on top. If I was going to do another video, then often, you know, I do my die cutting to the side because most of you know how to die cut, but I do want you to see how to use these. We'll see how it goes on the mat. Oh yeah, the grippies are fine. So here is the folder and the dies. So it comes like this. Then it also comes with these, which I'm not using on this card, but I will show you at the end an idea for them. So what you want to do, you can also brayer these. You could use a blending brush on them and do them in white. You could do them in sparkly paper and then color those. I'm just going for the gold, and partly because it matches this card, and it's also what I used for Try It class. So you can see this is the upside down. So there is the Stampin' Up, upside down. Then you just pop this in here the same way we did the stars, and when they're in the right place, it locks. So once they've locked in place, they're not moving. And then just take this, you want the right side up. It's gonna cut and emboss at the same time, which is a great name for our machine. There we go. So you have this, and you're just gonna take the whole thing. And I know some of you are like, oh, it's gonna ruin my folder. You do wanna be careful and make sure that it stays locked in. But as long as you're careful, those are locked in there, all nice and snug in their things. And as long as that's where they are, then it's not gonna break anything. You're gonna send it through this side up with the plate that goes for the embossing plates. And just one pass. You don't want to send it back through because that would be going backwards. You never send a folder through without the fold first. So obviously you wouldn't send this by. I'll move this out of the way. And that held good on here because this has grippy feet. So that's nice to know for future. I'll try to cover that light up again. Now look how fabulous these are. So you have all of your words. This pulls up, these all fall out, and then it leaves you all of this, which you can then take your scraps, and I would just send these straight back through, get stars, clouds, hearts, leaves, flowers, just on all the scrap pieces. Probably enough to do it maybe 3 times, and then partly because I'm doing it for my Try It. So if you're in Try It class, you're gonna get one of these words. Some of the words I'm not gonna use, but it's nice that it cuts a whole bunch of them at once. So these will make an appearance in club too, because I don't have to cut everything 150 times. So I'm just gonna throw these in here, and then these are where I'll pull them from for my class. But if you want, you can, you know, the little envelopes that I keep my embellishments in, you could use those. So that we've got a with sympathy, we've got to celebrate, hello, thank you, love you. The love you is the one I put on my sample for Try It. Thinking of you. So just whatever sentiment you want, and just keep these ready. Run a few colors through in one sitting, and you'll have sentiments for ages. And you can always just put a black or a white one in the inside of your cards. So let's grab this. I'm gonna take the ribbon. This is the ribbon I showed you, the peacock in gold. It's so pretty. I am just gonna put some adhesive on the back. And the reason I'm putting it on the back is because once things have the ink on them from the blending brush, sometimes the sticky doesn't stick great until it's dried. So I'm just going to go a little bit longer. Oh, my fingers look awful. I got some peacock fingers, and I need these scissors to be sharpened. So I'm just going to put on here. I don't even care if it's super straight because, again, masculine card, and I'm going for carefree. Stick this one here. This mat does come with a cleaning chamois, and I love the chamois. I wish we sold it. It's larger. It's probably like 12 by 12, so bigger than our other ones, and probably at a quarter of the thickness. But over Christmas, I didn't seal my bag very well, and mine has dried up when I went to use it a second, which you just put them back in water, but I didn't want it to be wet on my table while I have all this going on. So let's throw this on here, and then let's pick a saying. Should we do just because? I think I'll do that. The other reason I like the glass mat is, look, you can go right over this and see where it kind of stuck to the mat, but when you pull it up, it sticks to this, and then you don't have to waste it. I often do that. This is a little bit bigger than mine, so I'm going to go off this way. I often do it on the backs of my dimensionals. I save the slicky backs because then you have this, and you can just wipe the little bit off, but it goes down in between all the grooves, and it doesn't like make a big line because it resists this. Then our embellishments are the Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock foiled. I don't want the pink ones. I just want some green ones. And they have the gold. So they're the same colors, exact same colors. We have 2 colors on this card. So let's do 1. Well, you know, my proper tool is laying right here because this is one of my freebies. A free gift with purchase this month. I can't remember. I should have looked. I can't remember if it's free with purchase for all of the month or if it's one of my bonus specials, because there's bonus specials if you shop during catalog kickoff. I'm just gonna line these up on here. The lines look very masculine to me. And then I'm just going to take, partly because when you work with stuff like this, your hands get dirty and sometimes there's fingerprints. And this is a great way to kind of, if there's a smudge anywhere, to save it. So I'm just gonna take my pretty peacock. And the other reason I wanted to show you this is because the glass mat is perfect for it, because all the overspray, I'm going to save so much money in scrap paper now that I can use this instead. So I'm just going to sprinkle that on there. And then, like I said here, this is, I'll show you, I had it in its case, but the things they came in didn't seal. So once I opened it, it was opened and I had folded it back over. So I went to clean this a second ago and it's very dry. But if yours is dry, look, you can just use a wet wipe. So the blends are alcohol based. So at first rub, you're going to think, well, this isn't coming off. I don't know if you can see that. See, but once it gets wet and you keep going, it comes right off. So if your thing is wet, I mean dry, like mine is, and see, there's the, I wanted to show you how easy it is to get that adhesive up. So in between every project, just have your chamois ready. I'm going to buy one of those stasher bags that's like a Ziploc, permanent Ziploc, and keep mine in that. The thing is with the chamois, you don't want it to always be wet or it can mold. So it's a fine line between having it. So I just get them wet sometimes. And then I do let them dry. Not all the way out normally, but that's all the way out. So here is my Just Because card. I'm going to move this in case it has a shine. I want you to be able to see the cards. Here's my Just Because. And here's my thank you. So same card. It's just a little bit different because of the way the words are. But head over to my website. You can check out all of my January thank you gifts and my catalog kickoff, which is good the 4th, 5th, and 6th if you shop on those days. And then if you're interested in getting the glass mat and want to join my team, I'd be happy to answer any questions you have about that. Everybody have a happy catalog kickoff. Bye.